JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off The Script. Big Show and Ryback, Strowman and Roman. Get off my fucking TV and save me the misery. And all you fucking goons, just grab a cold beer. The man of the hour is finally here. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off The Script. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off The Script.
What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. This is the newest internet darling right here on the #1 fucking podcast in your subscription boxes, right here on YouTube.com. This is Off The Script, man. Thank you guys so much for your continued love and support. As you all probably have heard via the News Friday from Brian Zane, JD and Joe Cronin are now the newest internet darlings for WrestleMania 33 weekend, man. Thank you so much to Mr. Brian Zane. And I will have a video alone, separate from this one, that I'm going to discuss everything about that and what it's going to entail and where it's going to be and just my overall thoughts and feelings on everything. And it's just going to be a regular sit-down vlog for you guys. You know, me sitting on the couch with a cold beverage. We're going to discuss everything, man, but I just want to get that out there. Brian Zane, Wrestling with Regret, has invited Joe and I to WrestleMania 33 weekend to be a part of his YouTuber wrestling panel for WrestleMania 33 weekend, man. It's going to be awesome, so thank you to Brian Zane for even considering me. Grimm's Toy Show is going to be there. Adam from What Culture is going to be there, so I don't know, man. Adam and JD in the same building, on the same stage, in the same room. What the fuck's going to happen, man? Creative geniuses at fucking play here. Thank you guys so much for that. Many more to be announced. I know a lot of people have been requesting guys, and Brian Zane only has so much room and so much tickets to sell. It's just going to be crazy. People are requesting Dank and Luigi and Solomonster and fucking the whole effing show. Everybody's going crazy with this fucking thing. He's setting it up. He's fucking stressing himself the fuck out with everything. I'm just glad to be a part of it. I'm glad that he even fucking noticed my channel. And it was thanks to you guys that he took notice of what we do here. So it's all thanks to you that I am invited down to WrestleMania 33 weekend. Right now, this is tentative, okay? Anything can happen, man. It's 9 months away. Life can happen. I don't know, man. You know, fucking shit can happen, you know, to the point where I'm not able to go. But right now, I am scheduled to be there. I'm going to take it a day at a time, a week at a time, and it's going to be unbelievable, man. So I'm going to make a separate standalone vlog for you guys talking about everything, and that'll be uploaded probably tonight around 6:30, 7-ish. So look forward to that. Internet darlings, Joe and JD invited down to WrestleMania 33 weekend. But what we're going to do right now, before we get into the news and rumors, man, Ric Flair obviously took a trip to fucking Goon City, because this guy obviously is fucking brain dead. I don't know what the fuck's going on with Ric Flair. He might be in fucking deep depression that his daughter lost the Women's Championship on Monday Night Raw to Sasha Banks. I don't know what the fuck this guy's going on about, spewing bullshit on his podcast, talking about Finn Balor shouldn't have beat Roman Reigns on Monday Night Raw. We'll discuss all that and go over what Ric Flair actually said on his podcast in depth. So don't go anywhere. If you guys missed part 1 of this very show, yesterday we talked about Roman Reigns and why Vince McMahon is not considering Roman Reigns a top guy right now. Doesn't mean he's not going to be a top guy again, but he's giving his push to other WWE superstars. We also talk about Brock Lesnar being exempt from the WWE wellness policy, and that is causing a lot of fucking bullshit behind the scenes as well. We'll go over all that, plus I got more to that story on this very episode, so don't go anywhere, man. But before we do that and get into the news, WrestleCrate has arrived. It literally arrived an hour ago as I filmed this on Friday at 8:30. It hit my doorstep at fucking 7. So we are going to open this, and the reason why we didn't get a WrestleCrate last month for June is because Ed promised us something monumental in this box. This is what I heard from Joe. I heard this from Joe Cronin. The reason why all the YouTubers that are affiliated with WrestleCrate did not get a crate is because this month's crate for July is absolutely fucking breathtaking. We're gonna fucking open this thing right now. We're gonna figure out what's in this thing, and before we do any of the news, I'm gonna open it right now for you guys, man. WrestleCrate.com, the #1 pro wrestling based subscription service delivered to your front door. WrestleCrate.com. And on Twitter at WrestleCrates. I want you guys to go check these guys out. If you enjoy Elite Mattel action figures, Funko Pop, signed autographs from some of the biggest names in the wrestling industry today, T-shirts from Barbershop Window, 1 Hour Tees, Barbershop Window, and Pro Wrestling Tees, man, all affiliated. I know I mentioned Barbershop Window twice because I'm a fucking goon. I'm thinking about my own T-shirts. But Pro Wrestling Tees and 1 Hour Tees, man, you get a T-shirt in every fucking crate if you get the Elite crate, man, the Ultimate crate. So we're going to do this right now. Like I said, use the coupon code JD sent me for an instant 10% off. And if you do, go over there and tell them that I sent you and that everybody's a goon. All right, so that's going to be that. And we open this box right now. We cut the tape off, and we're going to fucking look in here. I don't know what the fuck's in here, man. This is, we're doing this together. So let's find out what is in here. Whoa. What do we got here, man? From what I see a red T-shirt. I don't know what the fuck's on it. And I see an action figure that I have no idea who it is. So we're going to do the... Oh, it's a Ring of Honor. Wow. It is a Ring of Honor fucking action figure, man. And I didn't even know they made Ring of Honor action figures, but there's one in this fucking box. What do we got on the T-shirt, man? What do we got on the T-shirt? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Oh my God, Asylum. Is this Dean Ambrose? I'm assuming this is Dean Ambrose. Or this might be Abyss, man. I have no fucking clue. The fuck is this? Asylum. You can attribute this to something... I don't know, man. Look at this shit. Asylum. It's got a fucking backdrop of a city, and inside the city there's steel chairs and ladders, and I don't know, man. That's pretty cool. I don't usually wear red outside the house because I don't look good in red, but it is what it is, man. Actually, I just got Justin LaBar's T-shirt. I'm lying. I just got Justin LaBar's T-shirt from Pro Wrestling Tees, man, where it says, in LaBar we trust on the back. I normally don't look good in red. I was going to tell him, dude, you got to get it in black. What's going on here, man? Black and white. But this is a pretty cool T-shirt, man. I'll probably wear this one around the house. Asylum. This is from Pro Wrestling Tees. And if you get the Ultimate crate using my coupon code, you get 10% off, and you get a T-shirt in every fucking box that you get delivered to your front door every month, man. So that's pretty cool right there. I'm wondering if this is the big surprise that Ed was talking about. Look at this shit, man. This is fucking beast. Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. Look at this, man. Ring of Honor. Figures Toy Company. This is an official licensed product. I am not opening this motherfucker at all. Grimm's Toy Show probably busted 6 loads after looking at this motherfucker, man. Jay Lethal. Look at that, bro. Look at this. This is a fucking beast action figure, dude. Holy shit. That is fucking awesome, man. Look at the design on him. Look at that. Jay Lethal on the front there, officially licensed product of Ring of Honor. Jay Lethal. Let me know who you guys got. Series 1, I would have loved Kevin Steen. You got Kevin Steen, you got Jay Briscoe, Mark Briscoe, and Jay Lethal. Those are the ones on the back there. If I can get it without the glare. Series 1, collect them all. Available now. You can look for these at WrestlingSuperstore.com. Look for the new Ring of Honor replica belts and more, man. Holy shit. Figures Toy Company. What a beast action figure, man. Jay Lethal, pro debut, 2001, 215 pounds from Elizabeth, New Jersey. He'll be in NXT before all is said and done. That is my prediction. Jay Lethal, Ring of Honor, man. That is fucking beast right there. Ed, you are a fucking monster. Wrestle Crate is absolutely unlike any other crate you get delivered, man, every single month, because you got shit like this, man. Nobody, you're not going to find this anywhere, man. You're not going to walk into a Toys R Us. You're not going to walk into a fucking Kmart or a Walmart and find this shit, man. This is fucking for Wrestle Crate, man. That is fucking unbelievable. That is fucking unbelievable right there. What do we got here, man? We got some replica belts here. I don't know what these things are. I don't know what... this is a Ring of Honor belt. Ring of Honor belt right there. Ring of Honor, if I could... There you go. Ring of Honor. I'm assuming that's the World Championship. And then we got... Well, this looks like it's the World Championship. I don't know what this is. This might be the Tag Team Championship. I have no fucking idea, man. But they're two replica belts. I don't watch Ring of Honor, so some of you guys fill me in. What is that? That looks like it's the World Championship. And then you got this one here. You got that one. I don't know, man. So let me know what those are. You got two replica belts, rubber. I don't know what they're used for. I don't know what I could do with them, but they're there. I got a WWE Championship somewhere up there as well. This one's not in a plastic. What the fuck? Look at this fucking guy. And we got baseball cards, which we're going to open. 7 cards. Oh my God! Eugene! Look at him! Oh my goodness, look at this fucking clown. This is the ultimate fucking goon right here, Eugene. The picture, if you want what a goon looks like, if you want to know what half of these fucking clowns in the comments section, oh JD, oh JD, this is what they look like, man. Hey, Eugene, look, there he is, look at him. Eugene, oh my fucking God. Look at this, mother. And we got some fucking Topps baseball cards here. Road to WrestleMania 2015 trading cards. There's 7 cards in the pack. You see Lesnar, Cena, and Hogan on the front. Let's see who we got. If we can open these without bending the fucking cards. Oh my God, I can't open them. There you go. I got them open. I got them open. Let's see what's in here. I don't want to fucking bend the cards at all. Let's see. The last pack we got nobody. Let's see what we got here, man. Ooh, Batista quits WWE. Look at that. Batista quits WWE. That's when he was back in the WWE for his last run after Daniel Bryan pretty much screwed everything up for him. He came in as a fucking babyface. WWE made the colossal error of bringing him back as a babyface. He wanted to be a fucking heel. Oh my God, Fandango drops Summer Rae for Layla. To me, if you're basing it on looks, I think he made the right fucking decision on that one. Look at this shit. The Twin Towers defeat the Rockers at WrestleMania 5. Akeem! Oh my God, look at that. That's a blast from the past right there, bro. Look at that. Holy shit. That's Akeem. One half of the Twin Towers pinning Shawn Michaels on the card. Look at that, bro. That's pretty fucking beast right there. Chief J Strongbow. Look at this. Right there. Hall of Fame card right there. Chief J Strongbow. Moving on here. What do we got here? Triple H defeats Sheamus. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares, bro. Nobody cares. And we got 2 more here. We got John Cena. Team Cena defeats The Authority at the Survivor Series. This is when Ziggler should have got his push. But WWE dropped the ball, as always. And then we got one more here. Look at this. Seth Rollins wins Money in the Bank ladder match. Money in the Bank. June 2014. Look at that right there. Boom. Unbelievable. Seth Rollins winning Money in the Bank, man. And that is your Wrestle Crate for July 2016. I want to thank Ed, as always, for sending me a fucking crate and hooking up the entire IWC-YWC. Thank you for being a part of this show. Thank you for supporting the show. And I want you guys, seriously, man, if you want shit like that fucking Jay Lethal figure, WrestleCrate.com and on Twitter at WrestleCrates. Tell them that JD from NY sent you, JD from New York sent you over there, and use the coupon code at checkout on their website when you place your order for your own WrestleCrate. When you get August's crate, man, as soon as you hit that fucking coupon code at checkout, JD sent me, 10% off your first purchase, man. That is going to be fucking unbelievable for you guys. You're going to get t-shirts and action figures just like that, man. Funko Pop, Mattel action figures, Elite Ring of Honor figures, TNA figures, you name it, man. It is a fucking Christmas surprise every single month on fucking WrestleCrate.com, man. So thank you guys so much for that. Hope you enjoyed the unboxing. We're going to get right into the news and rumors, man. We're going to start off with this Ric Flair news, talking about why he thinks Roman Reigns should have beat Finn Balor on Monday Night Raw. Ric Flair prefers Roman Reigns over Finn Balor. I don't know why, and I don't know why he would really, I say, go into that gray area. You're going to upset a lot of people by stating this type of thing. And I know everybody in the wrestling community nowadays, especially this week, man, I don't know what's going on this week. It's been one of those bizarre weeks, man. It seems like everybody's got to fucking stick up their ass. If you're offering an opinion on Monday Night Raw or Smackdown, it's become very competitive, as if you're now rooting for your favorite sports team and they're going against the fucking arch rival that's been a thorn in your fucking ass all year. You know, it's like, now it really is a competition, and this is what Vince McMahon wanted. And it's even trickling down to the podcasts, where Ric Flair has went on record on his podcast stating that he prefers Roman Reigns over Finn Balor. So the lines that everybody seems to be crossing, oh, SmackDown sucked. I was criticized all week for saying SmackDown Live was fucking terrible. And people came at me and wanted to fucking nail me to the cross. How could you? You're nothing but a smart mark. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here thinking, it's my opinion, and I did my very best to open everybody's eyes about what the product really gave us on Tuesday night. And I opened everybody's eyes on Monday to what Monday Night Raw gave us as far as Monday Night Raw went. And I even became a realist. And I was logical in the fact that I said Monday Night Raw was fantastic, but they needed to do that. They needed to come out and give a great first impression. Because if they did not, everybody would associate the new era as the same old shit era. And being that they came out and hit a home run, now that's behind them and they can concentrate on giving us second, third, fourth, fifth time in a row. Monday Night Raw was great. No complaints. That's where the true test is going to come when you watch Monday Night Raw. And I hope everybody does pay attention to the show the second week, the third week, the fourth week, leading into SummerSlam to see what type of show they really do give us. That's where the true test is going to be. Everybody became a wrestling fucking analyst this week. I don't understand what the fuck people are talking about. I don't know what's going on with everybody. Everybody seems to be just very critical about everybody's opinion. That's really fucking pissing me off. And Ric Flair joins that list. Ric Flair prefers Roman Reigns over Finn Balor. Can't be saying shit like this, especially with the fans that Finn Balor has and the fans that Roman Reigns has. You're going to cause dissension between a lot of people. And you're going to cause a lot of headache for yourself. Because in the age of social media now, people are willing to do and say whatever the fuck they please. No filter. No filter. When the WWE pretty much rebooted the entire company, the response was phenomenal. WWE Monday Night Raw gave the world two major new stars, one in Sasha Banks and the other in Finn Balor, who will be challenging Seth Rollins at SummerSlam to crown the first ever WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion. SmackDown Live, they gave you Dolph Ziggler. Monday Night Raw gave you Finn Balor. SmackDown wanted to come back and give you a shock and awe, unexpected surprise in someone winning that six-pack challenge. They chose Dolph Ziggler to put him back in the main event scene, and Dean Ambrose obviously is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. They are on a collision course for SummerSlam to fight over that very title at SummerSlam in Brooklyn. It really felt like a new era in the WWE finally started. However, 411 Mania reported that WWE Hall of Fame legend, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, only liked half of this equation. While he loved Dolph Ziggler getting back into the world title scene, Flair said that he didn't think Balor belonged in the main event, and Roman Reigns should still be competing for the top title on Monday Night Raw. I am assuming Ric Flair doesn't know what the WWE wellness policy is. I'm assuming that he let Charlotte off the hook when she was a young girl, when she did something bad, and she did not get grounded or punished, or, in my case, when I was younger and I did something so terrible that my mom thought was punishment worthy, she took the big old wooden spoon and chased me up the fucking staircase as I tried to run into my bedroom, escaping a fucking attack from my mother with the big old wooden spoon. And you guys know what I'm talking about. You guys know what I'm talking about. I got beat to shit by my mother with the wooden spoon when I did something bad. Obviously, that was a way to fucking reprimand us. And that was her way to say, you know what? Don't do it again, or you're gonna fucking get your ass beat with this spoon. So I'm assuming Charlotte didn't have to go through that, because if Ric Flair thinks Roman Reigns should still be competing for the top title, he probably does not believe in punishment or sending him to the doghouse. I don't see why he would make such a dumbfounded statement like that. That is completely retarded, in my honest opinion. And I quote, this is from Ric Flair: "I think Finn Balor is great too. I just think we've got a legitimate heavyweight in Seth Rollins. A legitimate heavyweight in Roman Reigns. And I don't think we'll ever see the day, and I could be totally wrong, that a cruiserweight will ever main event WrestleMania." Before I even read on, Finn Balor is not a cruiserweight. Finn Balor is nowhere near a cruiserweight, or has not been perceived as a cruiserweight for all the time he's spent down in NXT. Yes, he's fought the likes of Balor, oh, not Balor, Balor versus Balor. Can you imagine that? Fucking Christ. Balor and Neville. Balor and Owens. Owens is not a cruiserweight. Owens is nowhere near a cruiserweight. He fought Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe is the definition, the personification of a super heavyweight. So what makes Ric Flair think that Finn Balor cannot hang in the main event scene when he gave us a feud with Samoa Joe for 7 months and it never got boring? Finn Balor and Samoa Joe lasted 7 months, pretty much an entire WWE calendar year. So why shouldn't Finn Balor be in the main event scene on Monday Night Raw with the likes of Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns? I think Ric Flair is sitting in the WWE as an employee, as a Hall of Famer behind the scenes, and I think he's kind of trying to play into that political bullshit. Listen, Flair, it's okay to talk negatively about Roman Reigns. It's not going to get you in trouble, bro. You don't need to pander and get on your hands and knees and fucking suck the cock of Roman Reigns like everybody else seemingly does. Finn Balor is not a cruiserweight. He hasn't been portrayed as a cruiserweight. He wasn't brought up with the intention of making him a cruiserweight. Finn Balor has always been the personification of, okay, this guy doesn't fit the mold of WWE, just like a Bryan, just like a Zayn, just like a Rollins when he was first brought up. But that doesn't mean you gotta fucking lump him into this fucking small guy stature. He's the personification of a young guy. And yes, I do think 35 years old is still young, okay? He's not old. A young guy who works his ass off, who fucking was all around the world perfecting his craft. And now he's being rewarded. Does Ric Flair not believe in rewarding somebody for their hard work and putting their body on the fucking line and being a company guy? A good old-fashioned company guy who doesn't fucking get into trouble. He's not going to get nailed for drug abuse. He's not an oversized fucking oaf who looks like he's got fucking veins popping out of veins, Come on, bro. I don't even need to read the rest of this article. You know Ric Flair is a fucking lunatic for saying this type of shit. Can't be saying shit like this in front of millions of people listening to you. You can't be doing this and making yourself look like a fool. Just by that statement alone, he looks like a fool. So, there is a problem. There's a lot of problems in the WWE, but this is where a lot of the problems lie. Vince McMahon has always been a fan of big man wrestlers. This is no secret. Dating back to the fucking 70s, 80s, you guys know the deal. The Warriors, the Hogans, etc., etc. Okay? And Finn Balor is the exact opposite of what Vince McMahon looks for. And I mentioned this in yesterday's video. I think Finn Balor being the choice for Monday Night Raw and him being given a rocket pack to the fucking main event not only is a great thing for the new era, but more importantly, what people are not talking about is that this really solidifies the hard work and the turnaround that Triple H has done with NXT, because now, if Finn Balor is succeeding so overwhelmingly coming out of NXT, NXT now is going to be and forever be the breeding ground of the future for WWE. Yes, we've seen the Zaynes and the Kevin Owens and the Roman Reigns and the Ambrose and the Balors and the Rollins. We've seen all these guys. Now with Finn Balor, it really stakes to the claim that what Triple H is doing down in NXT is really providing for the future. It legitimizes his work with NXT. And that is the most important thing. This is a new era. And more importantly, even more important than that, Roman Reigns fucked up. This is Roman Reigns being punished. This is Roman Reigns being hit with the wooden spoon. And if you do it again, you're fucked. He's being punished. There's nothing wrong with being punished. I guess Ric Flair thought, okay, Roman Reigns the WWE champion, it's okay. He's the chosen one. He's the chosen one. He needs no luck. He's Samoan. Fuck out of here, bro. You're the WWE champion. You're the leader of that locker room. And you fucked up. No matter what drug he took, no matter if he knew it or not, he fucked up. Just like Lesnar. Fucked up. But I don't think Lesnar cares. I honestly don't think Lesnar cares. He's not being blamed for anything in the WWE. He's not being suspended in the WWE. He's not going to be drug tested in the WWE because he's exempt. He's exempt. And someone on my timeline on Twitter said that if you work less than 200 dates in WWE, you are exempt from the wellness policy. How can that even be? Why is that a thing? Why is that allowed? Lesnar, because his name is Brock Lesnar, is exempt from a drug policy. Why? I don't understand that. Some fucking role model for the rest of the locker room. The ideology of Brock Lesnar now is, okay, so we're not Brock Lesnar, and if we fuck up, and if we speak up, we don't even need to be nailed for the drug policy. If we fuck up in some other way, we're going to be nailed because we're not Brock Lesnar. Roman Reigns fucked up. Doesn't matter. Roman Reigns is a full-time WWE employee, 300 days per year on the road. He was the WWE champion. He fell in line with their policy. He needed to be made an example of. Good. I wish Lesnar was made an example of as well, so that everybody understands that this is your livelihood you're fucking with. This is the company's image you're fucking with. Not only does this make Brock Lesnar look bad, because he could do whatever the fuck he wants, and people are going to associate steroids with him now anyway, like they were already. This is going to make WWE look bad because the wellness policy is a fucking joke. It's an absolute fucking disgrace. You can't do that. The one thing that I care about out of all this is the wrestler's health. I don't want to see these guys drop dead. I don't want to see these guys sick or injured. I don't want to see no more loss of life in the world of professional wrestling. I want these guys to be healthy. And I understand the stress and the rigorous road schedule that these guys go through. They're taking shit to stay awake. They're taking shit to fucking heal their wounds. They're taking shit to look bigger and stronger than the next guy because they don't want to lose their spot. But you gotta follow the rules, man. Roman Reigns didn't follow the rules and he was nailed. I don't agree with Lesnar not being nailed. But Roman Reigns needed to be taught a lesson. And the punishment continued on Monday night. That's what Ric Flair doesn't understand. That's what he doesn't understand. And for some reason, he doesn't grasp that. Out of everything that I read so far, he doesn't grasp that. So why not give the ball to Finn Balor? Why do we have to stick with the same old tired formula? We've seen Rollins in the main event. We've seen Rollins as the world champion. We've seen and got sick and tired of Roman Reigns in the main event. And now with the brand split, who else do you have? You haven't given anybody attention. You haven't given anybody any attention. The Rusevs, the Zayn's, the Owens, the Cesaros, the Nevilles. You haven't given them the proper attention that they deserve. So who else is there? Finn Balor was legit the next guy in line because he is a model employee. And if you're a model employee and you do things right and you listen to your boss, you're going to get rewarded. Finn Balor was rewarded. It is not that difficult to process. That's why Finn Balor was chosen. That's why Finn Balor is in the position he's in now. And he's going to remain in that position because he's going to wow everybody. He's going to fucking overtake Monday Night Raw. Raw is going to be Balor's home. Balor's face is going to be plastered all over Monday Night Raw. He will be the face of Monday Night Raw. Simple. That could have been Roman Reigns. Fans didn't want him. And he fucked up. And now WWE has to go back to the drawing board with Roman Reigns because right now he's nothing but a huge question mark for SummerSlam. And as reported yesterday here on Off The Script and everywhere else seemingly in the YWC, Roman Reigns is falling out of good graces with Vince McMahon. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is, man. Live with it. If you do something wrong, you get grounded. You're punished. Consequences will be headed your way. Ric Flair does not seem to understand that. Ric Flair has seen a lot of wrestlers come and go in the WWE. And he just doesn't see Finn Balor as a main event talent. However, Flair did see Balor as a major talent in the ring and did heap some praise on a man that he said he has never really personally met outside of a hello. Finn Balor reminds me of the Dynamite Kid, says Ric Flair, if that makes any sense at all. They're very similar in appearance, same kind of work, and I mean, he's a great performer. God, I'm certainly not taking anything away from his performance or his matches. But I'm a fan of Roman Reigns, so I'm saying something that I'm partial about. He's a fan of Roman Reigns, which means Ric Flair is towing the same corporate line that everybody in WWE is doing. That's it. That's it. I would not even take this to heart. If I'm a Finn Balor fan or if you're a Finn Balor fan, I would not even take this to heart. This is WWE corporate political agenda in the form of a digital audio podcast coming out of Ric Flair's mouth. That's all it is. That's all it is. Because if Ric Flair was a fan of wrestling and he understood and he grasped what the fucking modern day WWE formula needs to be, guys like Balor, Zayn, Neville, Owens, Cesaro, that is the new breed. We're not going to see guys like Warrior and Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan and all these other fucking guys that he wrestled with back in the fucking 70s, 80s, 90s. He's not, listen, it's a different day and age, bro. Balor is the face of the new era. There's a different mentality in the WWE. There's a different mentality breeding in NXT. If you've seen the last couple of years, it all started with Punk and Bryan. Why are you blind to the fact now that the smaller guy is on the up and up in the wrestling industry? Roman Reigns is not even that big of a guy. He's not this larger-than-life athlete that WWE seems to fucking jerk off to every single week. Roman Reigns is chosen because of his family lineage. He's been given an opportunity because of who he is and what his background is, not necessarily the hard work that he's put in. Finn Balor is the personification of what Daniel Bryan tried to do before he got hurt. Hard work and appreciation from the fans. It is not that difficult to grasp. Ric Flair pointed out Roman Reigns' size, good looks. What did I tell you? I didn't even read this article before I did this fucking podcast. And exactly what I'm fucking telling you right now. Ric Flair pointed out Roman Reigns' size, looks, self-confidence. He even went as far as to call Roman Reigns well-spoken. Now you know for a fact this is political fucking garbage. Well-spoken? Guy can't even cut a promo to save his fucking career. I cut a better promo than Roman Reigns. Fuck out of here. And he's well-spoken. That's always been a fan's complaint about Roman Reigns. Flair sees Reigns as a main event star and Balor as a strong hand and nothing more. This article is actually making me fucking ill. Flair even places, Dolph Ziggler above Finn Balor in terms of main event talent. And I quote here, more from Ric Flair, "If I'm looking at what's going to draw money, what I would pay to see, I would pay to see Dolph against Ambrose before I'd pay to see Finn Balor against Seth Rollins." End quote. Gonna stop right there. Normally, I would agree with Ric Flair in this particular statement, okay? Because I am under the impression, and I am a firm believer, no matter what the WWE does with a Universal Championship, I think the WWE Championship will always be, and should be, heralded as the #1 championship in the company. And that's exactly what it should be. Okay? Now, if you're talking about Finn Balor and Seth Rollins, which match is going to give you the headline star attraction? Which match is going to pretty much indicate a new era? It's going to be Finn Balor and Seth Rollins, because not only what they bring to the table as far as in-ring skill, and Finn Balor being on the main roster and already main eventing SummerSlam, and he's already up from NXT and exceeding expectations, but the Universal Championship is going to be on the line. Now, I don't think going forward that the WWE Championship should be secondary whatsoever. At all. But I will say this. This is the first pay-per-view, the first co-branded pay-per-view for Raw and SmackDown in this new era. This is the first time we are ever crowning a Universal Champion. I think, for SummerSlam only, that this match should headline SummerSlam. Now, I know some people are not going to agree with me on that. You'd rather see Ziggler versus Dean Ambrose in the main event of SummerSlam simply because it's for the WWE Championship. And like I said, I would normally agree with Ric Flair on that, but I do not agree with it right now for SummerSlam 2016. And the reason why I don't agree with that right now is because of the things I just previously mentioned. I think crowning a first ever Universal Champion, being that Balor and Rollins, to give you a main event that you're going to fucking grin from ear to ear with. I think that is going to be the personification of what a main event closing act for a pay-per-view should be. I think what they're going to do is going to blow everybody away. Match of the year candidate. I think that match needs to headline SummerSlam. Not going to be every fucking co-branded pay-per-view, but the reason why I don't think Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler are going to headline this pay-per-view is because I don't think WWE is going to put enough effort into making you believe Dolph Ziggler deserves a main event. It's already tough to swallow. I mean, the guy's lost to Heath Slater clean in a minute on a Monday Night Raw. Guy's been in nothing but pre-show matches all year with Baron Corbin. Guy was 28th in the Royal Rumble. Should have went on to win the fucking thing, drawing number 28. He lasted 7 minutes without one elimination. Went to WrestleMania, lost the ladder match. Match after match after match after match with Baron Corbin. He got a few wins over Kevin Owens. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. You go back to last year, he's dating Lana, quote unquote, per storyline. Chihuahuas, Fish, Summer Rae, a feud with Tyler Breeze, a feud with Rusev. Just completely nonsensical fucking cheesy garbage. Then Rusev got married and engaged to Lana. That storyline was dropped. That was the best thing that fucking happened to Dolph Ziggler in 2015. Ending that storyline. I don't think WWE can make Dolph Ziggler look like a main event star in 3 weeks before SummerSlam. I don't think it's going to happen. Meanwhile, Seth Rollins is already a main event star. Finn Balor is already a main event star, no matter what Ric Flair says, because of what he did all around the world. And I know I've been quoted saying whatever you do around the world before you come into WWE is useless, but I'm using it here because he worked hard to get where he is now. but what he did in NXT. The longest reigning NXT World Champion. They trusted him with 250 plus days as NXT World Champion. You don't put a world title on somebody and not think that they're main event talent. If they're a main event World Champion caliber athlete in NXT, that's what you're grooming him for on the main roster. A main event level championship match contender. Quality. It's not that difficult to figure out. It really isn't. And that's why I think that match needs to headline SummerSlam. All that. Let me know what you guys think about that. Normally I'm against it. This time, I'm going to let it slide. I think the Universal Championship needs to close SummerSlam. I don't think Ambrose is going to do fine. I've been pleased with Ambrose's run. I don't think WWE is going to make you and me and everybody else believe that Ziggler belongs there. You got 3 weeks to do it. They failed and failed and failed multiple times with Ziggler. Giving him something and then pulling it right back like a fucking dog. Not going to work. And I don't think WWE is going to make anybody believe in Ziggler. That's why I was so against it. And I'm going to continue to be against it. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So, however you look at it, WWE is not in agreement with Ric Flair at this moment. Obviously. Several reports stating that it was not Triple H who pushed the new talent to the top in the new WWE, but it was Vince McMahon who made this call to put over Finn Balor and Dolph Ziggler in the main events and hold back on Roman Reigns for now. Whether they're doing the redemption storyline and building slowly with that remains to be seen, but it was Vince McMahon's call. Ziggler and Balor were Vince McMahon's call. That's what it boils down to. Vince made the call. So if Vince made the call, obviously someone must have whispered to him in his ear, this is the right decision. Balor is the right choice. Balor is your man. Put your faith in Balor. Had to be Triple H. Why they picked Dolph Ziggler over everybody else, I don't know. I'm assuming they wanted to pretty much counter what Raw did in the main event by making Ziggler a unexpected victor on Smackdown. That's the only reason I can think of. Because, like I said previously, Ziggler's done nothing to deserve this moment in the sun. Nothing. Nothing. 3 weeks you got. 3 weeks till SummerSlam. I want to see you make me eat my words and show me what Dolph Ziggler could do going into SummerSlam to make me invested in this match. And I want him to show me why he deserves to be in the main event for the WWE Championship. I don't think it's going to work. Not only did Finn Balor beat Roman Reigns on Monday Night Raw to get into the main event match with Seth Rollins at SummerSlam, but he beat Reigns cleanly without any controversy. We all thought the Bullet Club was going to come out. We all thought Balor, Gallows, and Anderson were going to align, and a new faction in WWE was going to be born. None of that happened. Coup de grace, 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns. Done. Whether this was punishment for Reigns because of the failed drug test or just a way to show faith in Finn Balor and attempt to build a new star, the result was the same. The WWE is entering a new era, and men like Finn Balor are there to lead the way. Absolutely. It just isn't something Ric Flair would have booked if he were in charge of WWE. Well, obviously he's not, and thankfully Ric Flair is not in charge of anything creatively in WWE. Roman Reigns belongs where he's at right now. Whatever you do with him at SummerSlam, I don't know. The guy needs to turn heel. You need a complete repackage on Roman Reigns. You're talking about putting him in the main event. That is the least of his fucking concerns. Roman Reigns needs a complete repackage. Done. The current experiment with Roman Reigns failed. 3 years now of failure. Time to try something else. And Vince McMahon, by hook or by crook, is going to continue pushing him as a babyface with this fucking redemption storyline that I know for a fact, I see it already, it's coming. I don't know what they're going to do, but I hope it fails again. And this time is the last time before Vince McMahon says, you know what, pull the plug, turn this guy fucking heel, give him a Rolex watch, a fucking $8,000 suit, slick his hair back, send the Samoan out there and have him be a fucking cocky prick and feed off the fucking hate. Fuck the fans. That's what he's got to do. That's it. Roman Reigns is born, and you got a new fan in Roman Reigns once that happens. Because I don't dislike Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns has got talent. He's got the look to get over as the type of guy I want him to be. Right now, he's not the type of guy I want him to be. I want to see that NXT Roman. The one that's fucking cocky, conceited, arrogant. He's already those things. So why not just have it all come out even more on the main roster? I don't understand WWE's logic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times Roman Reigns. Every time they sent him out there failing. Failing as a babyface. Nobody wants him. People want to see him and people want to pay their money to boo him. They're booing him, but you're giving them the wrong Roman Reigns. You're shortchanging the fucking audience. You're not giving the audience what they want. Audience is going to be there. They might not go to every show. They might not watch every program. Ratings may be stagnant. Subscriptions might not be where you want them to be. Listen to the fans. Give the fans what they want. The more you do that, the more the fans are happy, the more they're willing to buy and buy and buy and watch and watch and watch and spend and spend and spend. That's it. That's it. Flair is a goon. That's what this entire article means. Flair's a goon. Moving on here. WWE already planning Bayley versus Sasha Banks for WrestleMania 33. At WWE Battleground, Bayley made her official main roster debut, and that was a mistake, just in my opinion. It was nice to see Bayley, but I just would have waited. I would have waited. As she teamed with Sasha Banks against Charlotte and Miss Botch herself, Dana Botchamania Brooke. Although her debut was for one night only, Banks made Charlotte submit to the bank statement, which I didn't like. Champions should not be tapping unless you're losing the fucking title. So, I didn't like that ending at Battleground at all. Which led to the Boss versus the Champ the next night on Raw, where Banks became the new WWE Women's Champion. In roughly 24 hours, everything changed. It's the direct cause of the magic Bayley and Sasha have when they step in the ring together, so it's only natural WWE would plan the next time that happens. According to rumors from CagesideSeats.com, WWE officials are already laying out the groundwork for a feud between Sasha Banks and Bayley and are planning a big match between the two that will happen at WrestleMania 33 in Orlando. And they're planning on surpassing their historic match at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. I'm all for this. I'm all for this completely. The expectation is that Bayley will be the WWE's version of John Cena, and she will be on the main roster shortly after WrestleMania, or I should say shortly after SummerSlam, or at some point in the fall. There is no question that she will be on Raw or Smackdown by WrestleMania season, but there are several other questions about how Sasha Banks vs. Bayley will happen at WrestleMania now that the WWE has a brand extension. First and foremost, the Boss just won the WWE Women's Championship on Monday Night Raw. WWE officials already are planning this match, and that probably means that she'll still be holding the title by WrestleMania. Based on the longevity of the last 3 title reigns, she will still have the title come April. It's a long way away, but that could be a prime situation for a title change in Bayley's favor. A big question is how the creative will work for their feud. Banks versus Bayley for the WWE Women's Championship in Orlando is a dream scenario considering the history that the two women have in Orlando together. WWE officials are probably too tempted by the idea of the match to pass it up, but how will it affect WWE programming over the next several months? The roster of women on Raw is stacked. Not nearly. It's not that the women's roster on SmackDown isn't good, but it doesn't have as many established and potential big stars as Raw. Sasha Banks is on Raw. So if Bayley is added to Raw whenever she finally makes the full transition to the main roster, it could make SmackDown's division look much weaker than it actually is compared to Raw. And this is where WWE needs to come out from wherever the fuck they are hiding and let us know what is going on with the women's division. All this talk about Bayley and the women's title and Raw, I don't know what's going to happen with SmackDown, but I'm assuming the women are going to be working on SmackDown, and how are they going to be compensated for their hard work? If someone wins and wins and wins and wins and shows everybody in WWE corporate, listen, I'm ready for a title match. When's my opportunity? Are they going to have their own title, or is Sasha Banks going to go over to SmackDown and defend the fucking title? We don't know. This is why I would have had all the women on one brand. Consolidate all this fucking chaos and put them on one brand. So we wouldn't be thinking about what could be, what if, what's going on, how is this going to work? Too many fucking questions. And all this talk about Bayley and Sasha Banks. Obviously, Sasha Banks is on Raw. She's the women's champion. Where's Bayley going to go if this is being planned? She's going to Raw. So SmackDown's going to get fucked again. But how are the women on SmackDown going to be compensated for a championship title match? We need to know what is going to happen with the titles. Are they going to float back and forth? Or are they going to create another championship, which is not the right idea because you cannot have a roster with 5 women and call it a division. And 5 women, I say, because Eva Marie can fucking suck it. Seriously. Literally. Did you see her Instagram the other day? Yesterday. Go look at her Instagram. It's nothing but bikini photos. Nothing but bikini photos. I'm supposed to take this woman seriously as a fucking title contender for the women's title? Are you out of your fucking mind? She's half naked in every fucking picture, which I'm assuming nobody minds. Nobody's gonna say, I hate looking at this shit unless you're Darren Young. But give me a break. I want to see video of her training. I want to see video of her getting better. I see nothing of the sorts on her Instagram. We're only under the impression that Eva Marie is training. Training for what? She could be training for anything. Training for fucking Food Network's, competition there, whatever the fuck, Beat Bobby Flay. Right? She could be training for that with all the fucking recipes she got on Instagram. She could be training to fucking be in Muscle Fitness. Training to be a fucking Playboy cover fucking model for the next issue. I don't fucking know. Something we need of substance for her career. Her career is a WWE superstar. So, unless we have a solid women's division of 10 deep per brand, then I can understand a title. But I want to know what's going on with Sasha Banks and if she's going to float. And what's going to happen with the women on SmackDown. How are they going to be compensated for a fucking championship? I don't know. Still, no answers. 2 weeks into the fucking new era. 2 weeks following the brand split and the draft. And no answers. No answers. Don't understand it. So how is this going to work over the next several months? The roster of women is stacked. We talked about that. And SmackDown's division is going to look much weaker if Bayley is on Raw. I agree. The perception is only going to be intensified if Sasha Banks and Bayley steal the show at WrestleMania 33 for Raw. Of course, Bayley versus The Boss could play into the Raw for SmackDown storyline with each woman representing one brand. They could do that. Which would also provide the opportunity for the WWE Women's Championship to change brands at the biggest show of the year. But I have to know, and if that's the case, we got to know. You got to fill in the audience and answer the most important question. If Bayley's on SmackDown and Sasha's on Raw, why are they fighting? Is that going to be your inter-promotional match? Is that going to be your big inter-promotional match? SmackDown versus Raw at WrestleMania. You only got one of those. You only got one of those matches per big pay-per-view. Shouldn't happen at all during the year except for WrestleMania because then it's going to lose its allure and luster and appeal. You don't want to have that happen. WrestleMania is the perfect place for an inter-promotional match. Other than that, I wouldn't even have a fucking inter-promotional match unless it's like a Bullet Club versus Shield type of thing in a War Game stipulation for control of the WWE. Something along those lines. Something massive, on a massive scale like that. So, I would be okay with that. We just need to know why that would be happening. There are a lot of questions about how WWE will be able to pull off this match if it actually does become a reality. The biggest issue is that WWE SummerSlam is still 3 weeks away, and it is far too early to know what WWE is planning for the grandest stage of them all next year. However, very few people are going to be surprised if Banks versus Bayley sneaks its way onto WrestleMania 33. So there you go. Bayley versus Sasha Banks, rumored WWE planning it. And if they are planning it, which I hope that they are, because no other match makes fucking sense. You can have title contenders and you can make new stars along the way. You want your best and your biggest at WrestleMania. This is your best and your biggest in the women's division, no question. I don't want to see any other match but this one. One-on-one. No triple threat, no fatal four-way, no battle royal. One-on-one. Let these women go 20 minutes plus and steal this show and make it a better match than what they did at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. That's it. That's it. And the way you do that, and the way you make this match the biggest women's match of all time in company history, is you do not have this match once in between now and WrestleMania. You build it, and you build it, and you build it. And that means you gotta use your fucking brain, creative. WWE creative gotta use your fucking brain. Keep these women apart as far as possible. And the only time they are together in the ring, one-on-one, is when the bell rings and the title is on the line. You can have tag team matches, you can have them be friends and then become bitter enemies by the end of this thing. Teasing, fucking going after one another, having little fucking confrontations here and there. It all boils over. We have one big explosion. They're fucking beating the shit out of each other. It needs to be one of those old school type matches where you got the champion and the challenger and they don't touch each other. I know it's hard. I know it's hard for WWE to grasp something old school like this. They don't touch each other until WrestleMania. Use your brain. Use your brain. We were given the mind. We were given the mind to use and create and just wow people with, right? Wow me. That's what I want WWE to do. I want them to wow me. Can they do it? Or are we going to see Bayley versus Sasha Banks 6 times in between SummerSlam and WrestleMania? And by the time WrestleMania comes, nobody's going to give a shit. Just like they did with Sasha and Charlotte. Just like they did with Sasha and Charlotte. Why am I going to care about this match at SummerSlam? Being that you already had it on Raw, and you did it for a ratings ploy, because you wanted the new era to start off with a bang. Why am I going to care about this match at SummerSlam? Why am I going to believe Charlotte even has a fucking legit shot at taking that title back? Why would you give it to Sasha and take it right off of her 3 weeks later? It makes no sense. WWE rushed, and just like they usually do, they rush into everything and make an illogical decision, which should have been saved for SummerSlam. I don't know how the entire wrestling community can understand the way WWE should work, but they just go ahead and do the most illogical thing fucking possible. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Moving on here. Speaking of Charlotte, the reason why she dropped the Women's Championship before SummerSlam. The assumption of the WWE Universe was that Charlotte would be defending and losing the Women's Championship to Sasha Banks at SummerSlam, which everybody thought would happen. After all, it has been rumored for months. Sasha was off TV. WWE saved her TV return for this very moment. And they just let it all out on Monday Night Raw because of the new era, of the draft, of the brand split. And they wanted something big to happen at this show. And that was the big thing that happened. Charlotte lost. Sasha won. New champion. However, Sasha Banks became the WWE Women's Champion by defeating Charlotte clean on the first Raw of the brand split. It was a great moment, but the WWE Universe still wants to know why it happened early. According to information from WrestleZone.com, it was rumored earlier this week that the reason behind the early title change was due to the former WWE Women's Champion requiring time off. However, it was later updated that Charlotte will not be taking any time off. In fact, her schedule over the next 6 weeks is being described as brutal. The reason behind the brand split is because WWE officials felt that a big moment was necessary to give Raw a huge start after the WWE draft, and the women's title changing hands was their decision to create buzz. That's all it was. Hot shot booking. There is no question after the success of their first match that SummerSlam will still be Charlotte versus Sasha for the Women's Championship. The only difference is the title change has already taken place. According to PW Insider and DailyWrestlingNews.com, that's not a negative reason why Charlotte dropped the women's title to Sasha Banks. PW Insider is reporting that Charlotte is scheduled for all future bookings, and at no point did she request any time off, and there were never internal discussions about her taking time off. And I quote, "The decision to put the title on Sasha was made for 2 reasons. WWE Creative wanted to open the first Raw of the new era with a bang by having Sasha Banks accomplish her dream, and Vince McMahon felt that Charlotte's run as champion helped to establish the title as legitimate. If anything, this helps clarify what happened on Monday Night Raw this past Monday in Pittsburgh. Charlotte isn't going anywhere, and she doesn't have any heat in the locker room at all. Despite previous reports that she and Paige weren't getting along, it seemed that all that news was a false flag. Banks deserved that women's title and earned it with her own hard work and dedication. The decision by WWE officials was a smart one and just made the women's division more legitimate. A championship title just looks right at home on Banks, who will undoubtedly have a great reign as champion. Who may her next feud in the WWE be with? It will continue to be with Charlotte. She needs to have her rematch. Obviously, rematch per champion after losing a title, always something WWE goes to the well with. And it may as well be at SummerSlam, maybe some type of stipulation. Maybe a submission match. Maybe an Iron Woman match. Who the fuck knows? Looking for an angle involving Banks and Brooke on next week on Raw for that to continue into SummerSlam. Right after Charlotte, Bayley will be heading to the main roster full-time. That's a perfect opportunity, like we just said, to get those two WWE greats in a program heading into the Survivor Series season. I wouldn't even have it at Survivor Series. Save it. Save it, save it, save it. Have Bayley go through everybody. Have Bayley go through Charlotte, Nia Jax, have her go through fucking Melina if she gets to the main roster. Whatever the case may be, Bayley and Sasha need to be kept away until WrestleMania. One thing is for sure, and that's the competence WWE officials proved by putting the belt on Sasha Banks. It created a memorable moment for all who watched, especially the one who is now holding the championship. For WWE fans, it does feel good to call Banks a champion in the WWE. So there you have it with Charlotte, and the reason why she lost the title on Monday Night Raw before SummerSlam even takes place in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center in August. Thank you guys so much, man. Part 2, a very long part 2 in the books. I will be back with part 3. Not much news this weekend, man. I mean, this is why I'm taking a little bit longer with my thought processes behind all these news and rumors, because there's really not a lot of news, man. I got maybe like 2.5 news articles left in my notes here. There really is nothing in the WWE going on right now. So we'll talk about Jeff Hardy as the top story for part 3. Jeff Hardy, possibly injured. WWE might be a little bit hesitant to sign him. He has been on record stating that he wants one more match at WrestleMania. He wants to retire, and he wants that match to be against The Undertaker. So we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about how the WWE locker room is thinking right now after Lesnar's exemption from the wellness policy. All that on part 3. If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up. Hope you enjoyed the WrestleCrate video, man. Visit my friends at WrestleCrate, WrestleCrate.com, and on Twitter at WrestleCrates. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. Continue to pledge, man. Help the cause. Help the channel out. You're definitely the ones behind getting me down to the Wrestling with Regret wrestling panel down there with Adam from What Culture and Joe and Grimm's Toy Show. You guys are the reason why I'm even thinking about going down there. So continue to pledge, man. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. Twitter at JD from NY206. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not done so already. Get your merchandise, barbershop window, and that link is down below in the description. If you missed Off the Script yesterday and everything else that I did this week, links will be in the annotation that you see on screen and down in the description of this video, man. I'm JD. I'm sweating my balls off. I am going to relax. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you right back here for part 3 of Off the Script. And I'll probably have a vlog later on tonight talking about the Wrestling with Regret Internet Darlings Wrestling Panel WrestleMania weekend. So look forward to that as well tonight. I'm JD. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you later.